Welcome to this video lecture on the subject transmission lines and antennas. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about slot antennas. So what are slot antennas? Slot antennas is an example of aperture antenna where a rectangular slot is made on the conducting sheet. So these slot antennas can be formed by simply making a cut on the surface where they are mounted on. So when the sheet is driven as an antenna by a driving frequency, the slot radiates the electromagnetic waves in a similar way to the dipole antenna. So the frequency range used for the application of slot antenna is 300 MHz to 30 GHz, where it is ultra high frequency and super high frequency region, and linear polarization is used. It is simple to fabricate and have low loss and high efficiency. So slotted antenna arrays used with waveguides are a popular antenna in navigation, radar and other high frequency systems. Often used in aircraft applications because they can be made to conform the surface on which they are mounted. So the advantage is they are very thin. So compared to the wavelength, the slots are less than 0.1 lambda and 0.5 lambda at the center frequency of operation. So as shown in this diagram, where a rectangular sheet is taken and opening is made. So it is cut on the surface. So it is types are slotted waveguide and rotated slotted antennas on the narrow ear wall. So when an infinite conducting sheet is made a rectangular cut and feeds are excited in the aperture, it is termed as the slot antenna. So the working of slot antenna can be easily understood through Babinet's principle. When the field behind a screen with an opening is added to the field of complementary structure, the sum is equal to the field when there is no screen. The principle of optics is applied to the electromagnetic waves. For the wave to get radiated, so when a high frequency field exists across a narrow slot in a conducting plane, the energy is radiated. The voltage source is applied across the short end of the slot antenna. So this voltage source induces the electric field distribution within the slot, and currents that travel around the slot perimeter both contributed to the radiation. So the dual antenna is similar to the dipole antenna. The voltage source is applied at the center of the dipole so that the voltage source is rotated. Impedance measurement. Babinet's principle relates these two antennas. The first result states that the impedance of the slot antenna ZS is related to the impedance of the dual antenna. So the intrinsic impedance of free space is calculated. ZC and ZS is equal to eta squared by 4. So here the radiation pattern is shown. The radiation pattern is used to identify the radiation characteristics. So here it is omnidirectional pattern, just like the half-wave dipole antenna. It shows the radiation pattern of slot antenna in horizontal and vertical planes both respectively. And advantages of slot antennas: it can be fabricated and concealed within metallic objects. It can provide communication with a small transmitter. Disadvantages are higher cross polarization levels, lower radiation efficiency, and applications usually used for radar navigational purposes and used as an array fed by the waveguide. And these are the assessment questions. So which of the following type does the slot antenna belongs? Aperture type, wire type, lens type and reflector type. So we have discussed about the slot antenna where a rectangular cut is made on the surface. So it is known as the aperture on the surface. So the answer is aperture type, answer A. And in which of the following band slot antenna operates? So slot antenna actually operates in the ultra high frequency region and super high frequency region. it is becomes above 300 megahertz and up to 30 gigahertz. So usually high frequency operation slot antenna is preferred for microwave, radar and communication purposes. So the answer is option A. So her radar and navigational purposes, slot antenna is a best solution for radar and navigational in communication, because above 30 megahertz, above 300 megahertz and up to 30 gigahertz. So this gives very low loss and higher efficiency. So the slot antenna is best suitable for the ultra high frequency and super high frequency applications. So thank you for listening this lecture.